Hi everyone. So very good afternoon and welcome back to CGB Mentors. So as you might have seen, there were a lot of technical disturbances that we have witnessed in our previous classes, right? And this is something which is beyond our control, right? We have tried everything, but anyway, so this particular session is going to be in the recorded format and we are going to complete the remaining 10 questions from your costing marathon. Okay. So now over here, there will be 2 questions which are theoretical in nature and there will be another 8 questions which are going to be practical in nature, or you can say numerical in nature, right? And I hope and I believe that you are going to talk about all of these in a very, what you can say, understanding manner. Okay, you're going to learn these with full focus and dedication. Now, there was one more doubt from one of the students that he asked me about the circulars part, right? How to cover that particular thing. So see over here, finance related regulatory affair news, that is I am going to cover in the 50 questions. GA, that is general awareness. Masoom ma'am is going to cover 50 questions on that. In your Vijay batch, we have PDF for your RBI and SEBI circulars up to the month of October, and for the month of November and December, I'm going to upload it today or tomorrow, right? By tomorrow, you will have those PDFs. So this is sufficient for your financial awareness topic as well as your general awareness topic. Now, I will not say nothing beyond than this, but this is going to cover your majority of the portion for phase 1 and you can totally rely on it, right? So I hope that solves your doubt. Now moving forward to the first question. So which of the following method can be used when the joint products are of unequal quantity and used for captive consumption? See, whenever I say captive consumption, that means you are going to use it for your own consumption. Okay? And for such kind of products, usually the market price is not available. Why? Because you are using this internally and it might so happen that for these products there is no ready market. First problem. Second problem is they both are of unequal quantity. Unequal quantity का मतलब क्या होता है? That means suppose one's quantity is too much high and the other one is low, right? So they are of unequal quantity. So in this particular case, I cannot use the physical units, right? I cannot use the NRV method. Reason being, the market price or the sale value is something which is not there with me, right? So that is something which is not viable. Market value at split off method, cannot use it because market value sometimes I do not have it, because these kind of products, they are generally not sold in the market openly. They are there for the captive consumption itself. Okay? So now the only option remains with me is technical estimates using the market value of similar goods. Next is cost of particular service under the operating costing is ascertained by. How we ascertain the cost of particular service? By preparing the job cost sheet. See, ICMAI says that you want to find out the cost of services that you have provided. I said yes. So ICMAI says that follow the pattern of job cost sheet. What do we do in job cost sheet? We write all the expenses that we have incurred to do that particular job. हम वो सारे खर्चे लिख देते हैं जो भी हमने किए उस जॉब को कंप्लीट करने के लिए, right? So job cost sheet is the viable option over here. Operating costing में भी ICMAI says that the pattern or the format that you are going to follow would be of job कॉस्ट शीट. ठीक है, किसका होगा वो? जॉब कॉस्ट शीट का. ठीक. Now question number 73. So this question is asking me to calculate cost for a job and they have written all the expenses I have incurred. Why this question is important, I'll tell you. First of all, they have given me the cost of direct material. Great. For direct labor, they have given me a cost of 80 rupees. Direct expenses, 25 rupees. Can I calculate the prime cost? Yes. Direct material plus direct labor plus direct expenses. Now they have given me an extra piece of information. They have said that direct labor is paid 20 per hour. Okay, that is the rate. So can I calculate the hours? क्या मैं hours calculate कर सकती हूँ? The answer is yes. If I have paid the labor 80 rupees and per hour they charge 20 rupees, so that means the labor have worked for 4 hours. This is the time that they have spent on the job, right? This is the time that they have spent on the job. Now production overheads, they are saying charged at the rate of 35 per hour. You see, for 1 hour they have given me 35 rupees for production overhead. So for this, it was very important that I should know the number of hours. ठीक है? Okay. Non-production overheads, they have said they'll be charged at 60% of prime cost. Do I know my prime cost? Yes. ठीक है? Do I know my prime cost? Yes. So what would be the job cost sheet? Let's find out the prime cost first. 125 plus 80 plus 25. This is my prime cost, right? After that, what is my works cost? Prime cost को add कर देंगे. Production overheads कितने आएंगे? 35 multiplied by 4 hours. Plus, what are my other overheads? 60% of prime cost. So, prime cost का 60%. This is how I'll be able to calculate the total cost for this job. Let's have a look. See this? First of all, I calculated the hours. Good. Prime cost, direct material, direct labor, direct expenses. 230 rupees. What are my production overhead? 4 hours multiplied by 35 rupees per hour. So I have my production overhead at 140 rupees. Non-production overheads कितने हैं? 60% of 230, that is 138. Because it was given that non-production overheads would be 60% of your prime cost. So I have charged it. ठीक है, मैंने उसको charge कर दिया है. Now total cost is very easy. Prime cost plus production overheads plus non-production overheads 508. Okay, this is my total cost. Now let's talk about question number 74. So a road haulage company transports good, ठीक है? It operates 2 trucks during a particular period. The 2 trucks have travelled a total of 80,000 kilometers carrying the good. The average load was 3 tons. So ideally, for a transportation entity, I have to find out the composite cost per unit. ठीक है? This is my composite per unit. क्या है ये? Composite unit. So over here, what I am going to do? 80,000 kilometers multiplied by 3 tons. Right? 2,40,000 tons per kilometer. This gives me the unit because I have to charge the customer accordingly. I will charge the customer not just on the basis of kilometer but also on the basis of load, because you also understand that in transportation industry, when your load increases, the consumption of your fuel also increases, right? The burden on your tires also increases. So that is why it is very, very important to find out a composite unit, because you are going to charge the customer not just for 80,000 kilometers, but it has to be enhanced because the load that you are taking is more. Okay, total cost is given 7,20,000. You have been asked what is the cost per ton kilometer. How easy is that? Cost per ton kilometer पूछा है. Easily I will divide it. 7,20,000. This is divided with 240. Easy. The answer would be 3. Now we have question number 75. So they are saying, again a question from operating costing. A hotel has 80 standard twin bedded rooms. The hotel is fully occupied for 350 days in a year. Okay. Total annual cost is 33,60,000. See, you are not just incurring per day cost, you are incurring per room per day, right? So आप हर एक रूम के लिए 350 days की cost include कर रहे हैं. If someone asks me, this is the total cost. This total cost I have incurred on 80 rooms. And for those 80 rooms, every 350 for each of the day in the last 350 days. So this is my composite unit, right? I have to segregate the cost on the basis of this. So 33,60,000 divided by 350 multiplied by 80. 28,000 room days I have, and my per day, per room, per day cost is 120 rupees. Now next we have a road building company has the following data for a contract. So contract price has been given, cost of work certified till date given, estimated cost of completion given. Now what profit should be recognized? Now many times we can include the concept of 1/3 profit should be recognized, 2/3 profit should be recognized. That is taught to you in the contract costing. But hear me out very, very carefully. In this particular segment, when these concepts are used, when you are provided with the value of work certified, with the value of your contract price, okay? These values have been provided to you. Condition number 1. Condition number 2, you do not know that how long this is going to go on. You do not have a visibility on total cost, right? But in this particular scenario, this question is given, was given in professional curriculum. What profit should be recognized when no difficulties are foreseen? ठीक है? No difficulties are foreseen means whatever cost we have told you, this is going to remain the same. So you have accurate estimates. Apart from that, you have been provided with cost of work certified, not the value. ठीक है? उसकी value क्या है ये नहीं बताया है, बस ये बताया है कि जो काम आर्किटेक्ट ने सर्टिफाई कर दिया है और the surveyor has certified, the cost we have incurred for that is this. इसका value कितना है? Out of this, that we don't know. Okay. What is estimated cost to completion? That is 29,56,000. Okay. Can I find out the total cost? Yes. Incurred, yet to be incurred. Total cost, I know. This is the contract price. Will I be able to calculate the profit? The answer is yes. ठीक है? क्या मैं profit calculate कर पाऊंगी? बिल्कुल calculate कर पाऊंगी. Let us see that. So what is your total estimated cost? You have added the cost of work certified as well as the estimated cost. This is your total cost. Estimated total profit is this much. But out of this, how much I can recognize? This would be calculated on the basis of this. This is the cost of work certified, right? Cost of work certified, and this is the total cost. So based on this, we have compared cost with cost. We know 56% is complete, and accordingly we are going to recognize the profit. ठीक है? उसके हिसाब से हम profit recognize कर लेंगे. Why we have not followed the concept of 1/3 or 2/3 over here? The reason being, all the estimates were given to you, right? The question specifically states that no, what you can say, difficulty can be foreseen. That means you can follow the percentage of completion method. ठीक है? Again, a job cost sheet is something that we need to calculate. Direct material has been given 3 kg, 5 per kg. We can calculate the cost. Direct labor cost given. Production overheads they have said 2,40,000 is budgeted over 30,000 labor hours. ठीक है? That means 8 rupees per labor hour. ठीक है? After that, other overheads 150 has to be absorbed over a total production cost of 750. That means whatever is your production cost, 20% of that. How I calculate it? See the percentage relationship between this. Other overheads 1,50,000 has to be absorbed on a total cost of 7,50,000. मतलब जब आपका प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट ये है तब आप उसमें 150 का other overheads allocate करते हो. So that means 150 divided by 750. That's how you can find out the percentage. It is 20%. तो जो भी आपका प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट आएगा 20% of that your other overheads will be. Now let's have a look. Have I calculated the direct material? Yes. Have I calculated the direct labor? Yes. Production overhead का rate क्या है? 8 per hour as I have told you. So what is going to be the production overhead? See this. Use the labor hours because that is for what amount of time your production has gone. ठीक है? So whatever hours laborers have worked for, this is the number of hours our factory has run, right? So that is why 4 hours multiplied by 8 per hour, 32 rupees. Let's see what my production cost is. So direct material, direct labor plus production overheads. This is my production cost. Other overheads कितने होंगे? 20% of your production cost. ठीक है? 20% of your production cost. So this is your other overheads. And total cost would be 83 plus 16.60. After that, I have found out the total cost, but what they are what they are asking me, the price, what I should charge from the customer. See, they have said net profit is 20% of sales. That means if the sales is 100, then profit is 20 and cost is 80. So I know this and I have to find this. ठीक है? I know the cost and I have to find the sales price. Can I do that? Yes, very easily. So this is my cost. If this is 80, then what is going to be 100? This is 124 rupees, which is your sales value. ठीक है? ये आपकी sales value है. Then you have a company calculates the prices of job by adding overheads to the prime cost, ठीक है? And then adding 30% to total cost as profit, ठीक है? That's the practice. Now you have been told that there was a job, it has been sold for 1690. So if this is sold for 1690 and let us see this relationship. If cost is 100, profit is 30 of, obviously we are calculating like this, they have said 30% of cost as profit. So if cost is 100, 30% of that is profit, sales is going to be 130. So how should I calculate it? This is the sales which they have provided me and they are asking about the prime cost. So ठीक है, how to find out the cost? 1690 is the sales. If this is equivalent to 130, what 100 is going to be? This is my cost. Total cost आ जाएगी. Out of this total cost, if I will remove the overheads, इस cost में से अगर मैं overheads को minus कर दूं, I will know my prime cost. Because prime cost plus overheads is equals to total cost, right? See this. So I got to know my total cost 1300. I removed overheads from this as was given in the question and 606 is my prime cost. ठीक है? 606 is my prime cost. Now next I have question number 79. You have to find out just the most appropriate cost unit for a distribution division. And this is obviously tons mile which has been carried. This is going to be the best one because ton, miles, right? And because it's a distribution entity, these are all not relevant. So cost, why they are not relevant, guys? This only talks about the kilometers. This only talks about tons. Number of drivers से मुझे कुछ नहीं करना है, hours worked से कुछ नहीं करना है, because the cost I am incurring is because of what the load I am taking and for what kilometers I am taking that in, right? So ton mile is something that is useful for me. How I'll be finding out the per unit cost? Total cost divided by this. total cost divided by this. ठीक है, 1.50. And lastly, we have process B had no opening inventory. 13,500 units of raw material was transferred at 4.50, that is direct material. Additional material 1.25 was added. Labor and overheads 6.25 is for completed units, but for incomplete units 2.50. If 11,750 completed units were transferred, what is the value of closing inventory? If 13,500 may say you have completed the 11,750 units, then you will be able to know that what are the number of units which are not yet complete. ठीक है, उनकी cost के लिए this you are having, additional material you are having, labor and overheads may I will use this because this is for incomplete units, and that's how I'll be able to find out the valuation. ठीक है, so 1750 units, they are the closing units. Now the for the pricing, material transferred, additional material, labor and overheads 8.25. Just multiply this with that, you will be able to find out the valuation. आपको valuation मिल जाएगा 14,437. So this is it. These were all the questions that we had to do in the costing marathon, right? And I hope that these questions are become useful for you and these questions remain helpful for you in your exam. All the very best and thank you so much.